So apologies right off the bat if this is going to be too dystopian. And I want to balance that by putting a link in the show notes, a thing that Matt and Joy Khan did about AI and why it's not so super malevolent, and basically how they claim and show that there's really nothing for AI to gain by, serving nefarious agendas. And I don't know, it's something to consider, and hopeful, I guess that's the right word. I'm not exactly sure if that's the right word for such a thing, and I think it really depends on who's behind the keyboard, who's programming this thing, and then, what its capabilities become too, and then how it's influenced by other forces, I guess, once it kind of gains more autonomy. I don't know. Of course, I'm just throwing things against the wall and guessing, but it doesn't seem like we're maybe too far away from a future where computing power is so powerful and beyond our kind of wildest imagination. So what came to me was that what happens when everybody is digitally profiled to a T, which, it's becoming increasingly more like that already. They have models and everything, predictive models maybe even now. And then the internet can be copied instantaneously. And so where if power gets centralized, like in a technocratic control regime, and the internet can be copied almost instantaneously. So not too hard to imagine a scenario where no one could really reach the full live internet. They have a personalized copy that they're allowed to access. And then through centralized AI, controllers could then say everything that they can access needs to be edited, like through deepfakes and whatnot, to fit their narrative, their agenda, what they hope to happen. So then the originally created content doesn't actually even get to the individual the way it was recorded and intended, but they're getting a personalized copy edited by AI for whatever means that benefit the controllers, and the person that's receiving that copy of the internet may or may not know that it's being edited. And so this would grossly misrepresent the original creators. And if I guess their rights were stripped, or if this happened covertly, or maybe it happened, only a certain amount of time on certain key select issues, and then nobody would be the wiser, something like this, that would be less detectable, perhaps. So this is what's potentially possible. I don't think it's too far off. Probably potential for it happening right now in select instances, but we don't really know. And hopefully this doesn't sound too paranoid, but I guess what would we do with our internet use if it came to this? Would our level of discernment be high enough, or would we just fall into paranoia? Would we lose credibility in people like the original source if we thought they're saying something and presenting something that they're not actually doing? And then would people be accusing them of stuff that they're not being accused of? We see parallels of this happening every day in our lives, but not like on a mass technological scale. So I don't know. At that point, I think maybe, hopefully, a lot of people would be pulling the plug on a lot of online activity. But I'm sorry, I don't really have a lot of answers for this, other than it's interesting, the possibilities. And I don't think it needs to fall into this, or actually maybe this is not even possible. Hopefully it's not, because AI wouldn't allow it. But these are interesting scenarios and thought experiments that we'll probably be having to get into in the near future, with what's possible, what's not, what to do about certain possibilities and not, and just being okay with not doing any of this either, I guess. So these are a few little musings and wonderings this morning here in the middle of August 2025.